Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to our Paul, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kakodash, Ka Halalim La Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kakodash. That's in the ancient Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh, in the name Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly call Jehovah our God, and his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly call Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all our brothers and Modi pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. Alright, this lesson, Lord's will I'm going to talk to it, be at peace with his will. And there's only one will, that will is Yahweh's, and in this video we try to find peace with it, just couple events, transpire, and the only thing actually we couldn't find peace in, no one said, alright, an idea, everything will happen. It's just the will of the Most High. I remember even having discussion countless of times with especially Brother Yeshaya, if we ourselves can do nothing, and that literal. We can't change nothing, right? Everything was actually programmed, to happen as it's supposed to happen. So if I find things just getting out of work and everything you set your hand to do, like recently I had this call it Job moment, everything just fall apart, and it never normal, like they get me say, yo, fuck, easy me, right? But I had peace in knowing that in a day, this is just the Most High as well, playing out. And Spirit does step on me if you actually put out a lesson. I jotted down a few precepts, and so I'm bringing them out and nozzle in this lesson here, being edifying until like over there. So the first precept I want to get is Romans, the 8th chapter, verse 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh, to them who are called according to his purpose. So every single thing will happen to us, as we are partly like, for good, even though at times we might not see how things play out or what a benefit we, but it happen for a reason, and like I say, well, me I try to do certain things and I try to get certain things in play, and I'm gonna see it fall apart. The reason why I fall apart, the most I will if you fell apart, so all I have to do is just accept it. It is what it is. You lose a job, the most I will. You get healed, you get some bodily ailments, as the scriptures are thinking not strange concern of fire trial was to try you, even though some strange things happen unto you. Whatever happen, an idea is just the most I will. And what we have to accept that, and be at peace with that, knowing at the end of the day, there's a higher power, and whatever this a scenario, even though it fuck up and me try to avoid it and me try to fix it and it can't get fixed and it just get worse, at the most I will. So just me someone who's strange, but just keep back and make it play out. Because again, what we can do, worrying about something now change shit. And Yahushai, this account, I think brothers who brought it forth at camp the other day. At camp, let's get it. Matthew 26. And we start at verse 36. It says, then cometh Yahushai with them unto a place called Gethsemane. And the place Gethsemane, I believe it go back to oil press, and you basically press oil, if you basically get out you get your whatever you press, to get the oil, you don't want to be olive, you want to be whatever, called cold press, it says, and said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. And that's how we get at times in this sphere, very sorrowful, right here said downhearted, sometimes feel like you get depressed, come like a bag of things that lick you all at once, chest. Brother say, but verse 38, it says, then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death, tarry ye here and watch with me. So at times we get sorrowful, to a high level. Sometimes you find yourself even have a level of depression or stress, and say, where the fuck this come from, right? Sometimes we're going through the shit, because even the apostle, the head of the church, Peter, he made this statement, let me get this airplane mode. Alright, so I care about that. Just definitely get that done. Let's get this real quick. This is First Peter chapter 1 and verse 6. So wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua Mashiach. So we go through manifold temptation, so we're going to get that level of affliction. We're going to feel stressed out at times. We're going to feel down in the spirit. At times we're going to feel hope. But when them trials come, just remember, in idea, everything happen in the will of the Most High. Just keep that faith. Just keep trusting in Him. Back to Matthew 26 and verse read about verse 38. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So Yahushua, even though he was that sorrowful, and troubled in the spirit, and wish the cup could remove from him, he acknowledged the fact that, hey, nevertheless, this is not my desire, my will, but your will be done nevertheless through it all. Even the prayer that he gave us, he said, let that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and he said, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Says a plea, for the Most High keep us on that narrow path, that righteous path, that Him keep Him Holy Spirit upon us and remove it. Because at the end of the day, just as His will, I feel will come to pass no matter what. So I have hope, that we then His good grace. Verse 40, it said, and he cometh unto his disciples, and findeth them asleep, and said unto Peter, what, could he not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And he went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. So him go back in and say, well, if I saw you go, nevertheless, your will be done. And that's the mindset and the strength we have to pray for you have, for whatever temptation, whatever trial we are going through, nevertheless, your will. You lose something, you'll find somewhat I didn't want to say valuable, but at times, we might have certain things, who say, you may like this or whatever, have somewhat connection, you may lose it. We're supposed to have the mindset, well, the most I give and the most I take. It is what it is, Right? Verse 43, and he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And me saying this, way easier said than done. But going through the experience, the more me accept the Most High's will, the more things become lighter, because in idea, the Most High work for good. So if we remove this and him test me with that, then, His will, because me can't change him either way. So might as well just be at peace with it. Just accept it. That's just it at the end of the day. You just accept whatever scenario the Most High put us in. Try to basically make a way like we will escape it, because we can't do shit and the Most High gonna prove it. Verse 44. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words. So 3 times he went, and prayed, saying, yo, if your will, Abba, right, well, me now like this could pass from me, nevertheless your will. So Yahweh Shai, he was at peace with the Most High's will. Though him not want something different, he might accept Yahweh's will, and he was greatest example. He went through it. There was another case show you, but it was with him. See if we can just get it and write it down. Yeah, this is Luke 22 and verse 40. It says, and when he was at the place, he said unto them, pray that ye enter not into temptation. See, I beg the Most High to put in a temptation, because of him will have a work either way. There's only one will, right? And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, say for your will, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. So nevertheless, Abba, your will me accept. Right? Verse 43, and there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him, and being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down to the ground. So he was going through it, at times we're gonna feel that we're gonna go through it, even here brothers he was saying at times that the Most I might bring you to the brink of insanity, just bring you back. It's his will. We have to praise us for the strength, to endure his will. Right? Get to the precept. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 1. Though therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua Mashiach, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. So we have to endure the hardness here. Whatever is brought upon us, we're supposed to take it. And say, yo, your will. It's like you got training and the coach a press you. We have to train towel and say, yo, fuck this training. You have to accept it and say, yo, the coach knows best. Whatever you will, coach, just show me what to do. You train me. Don't be rigorous, do it hard. And the scripture ever speaks about the Most High, the Father of spirits. If we give reverence to our carnal fathers, we say the Most High would mold us the perfect beings. Right? For rule this whole, I don't even want to say galaxy, for rule is creation, put it that way. I'm reading about verse 3. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And speaking as a man, from experience, majority of the time when we get caught up here, when we basically have meds like the outcome of things and how this could not happen, carnality. Because if a meds is spiritual, whatever we lose in this life or whatever happened to it, we're never part of this place in our first place. We're not of this world. So if your family want to walk out on you, if you want to lose a job, if you get little body image, pain different, because you actually constantly feel it. But even that within itself, it's just the Most I will just endure. Just pray for the strength to endure. Because at one will, you would just have to be at peace with it. Say, in the day, it's the Most I will, the Most I know best, just endure it. I was saying, you're not always do with a smile on your face. But the faster you come to peace with his will, at the easier or the quicker you're going to learn to basically cope with it. Speaking from example, maybe be off for your vacuum, but we have to be at peace with his will. Even sometimes we even see certain level of madness are going upon the face of the earth, the earth with spirit. But nevertheless, at the most I have it at one, because the judgment of it happen. Right? So people have to do wickedness with judgment come. So everything is just playing out in his will. Even your apostle him say, at times not even get mad, anymore, because with understanding for true. Me even here couple of years back here really, the brother Bart Gabar, Elder Bart Gabar, in the lesson on it's it's like a lambok on the apostle we are spirit video we are spiritual men. And say your brothers will basically come over rush with them words and bright man damn and it's a cuss out. You go back to a lack of understanding the scriptures, because every single thing we are played on the face of the earth right now is the Most High's will. Yeah, at times we're going to get zealous, we're going to get caught up in it, but we're supposed to have that spiritual mindset, say, that's the Most High will. That happen, well, the Most High will, and it's easier for you that way, believe me. Instead of getting your feelings, just acknowledge it spiritually. Why could this specific situation take place right now? The Most High do it. Yeah, I do. Can't nothing about it. Alright? So we're supposed to try not to get caught up in situations, in carnality, put it that way. And think spiritual at all times. It should be said walk in the spirit. Next precept I want to get is Matthew chapter 6 and verse start at 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what he shall eat, or what he shall drink. And this easier said than done. We are easier said than done because we in a flesh, maybe you lose a job, you go so fuck. You may not even want that thing about it, you just find your mind as a drift. Every minute. Remember one time I was in the market, and like mind a drift, brother look at me about 3 times and say, your mind a go. You see me? Stay focused, you see me? Remember me, it's like you said there's someone like one was gone and say fuck, you see me? Right, that's the sit here, but we have to just know, so guess what? Even though things look like they go haywire and everything like impossible, just know, just trust in the Most High, Him say I'm gonna feed we, Him say I'm gonna take care of it, just that's just it. You're not gonna further than that. Do it impossible. Scripture says we walk by faith, not by sight. So not by all things appear before our eyes, it's by the faith, we have in our power, our about Shemi Shai. Says therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what he shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? So the Most High take care of bird. What we say we? His sons. Right? Just know say the Most High not left wrong, Them say my whole by right hand. This is a promise. The Most High is not a man that he shall lie, and he hand no short. When him cannot save. There's nothing impossible there about Shemi Shai. We just have to understand, say, I just his will, accept it. Verse 27. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his statue? And that's the point, by being worried about something, or trouble, what you can do? What we personally can do for change no scenario where the Most High will. Nothing. So what if we just accept his will? That's just it. How about here? You see me? Moving on. A majority of the time, as soon as you accept his will, you just see things just play out. So yeah, it was a test. Right? See if you really got trust in the Most High or not. You go your own way. Verse 28. It said, why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if Yahweh so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things. So the Most High knows that we have to eat. The Most High knows that we need clothing. The Most High knows that we need some of his stay. And he's our Father. If carnal father, him son go to him and say, Daddy, me hungry, me want something, I want fish, him give him a stone. No. You ask the bread, him give him a serpent. No. So what we say the Heavenly Father? God look out for everybody. referring to us the Israelites, especially his elect. Is we being the hopeful elect, I want to show but we are faith, so we are part of the elect. Verse 33, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Funny. Last verse, at the end, he said, do not worry. No worry. Just left it. Just left it in the hands of the Most High. How about Shem Yahushai? And as it's written, because their burden is upon him. Last, when we get that precept, just want to get this real quick from the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, which you always read. Verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. So whatsoever come upon us, we're supposed to take it, bear it, right? It's just the Most High will. The Most High give, the Most High take. Shall receive good of the Most High, shall not receive evil. Just make him will play out. Nothing I can do here, right? And that give you we call like a godlike mindset. It be spiritual. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. He that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall. He that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. So he that fear the Lord will not go outside, about left or right, you just stay upon a journey. Yahweh Hashem Yeshua will. You put this in front of me. Help me to overcome. And saying it, as me say, it's easier said than done. I pray if you have that spirit at all points, because coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, that whole temptation, go need that faith, times a million. Faith, as my brother name, from Dallas camp, him say basically so he say in crazy faith or something like that, crazy faith we have times not normal. It says, he that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. He that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old, and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to the fearful hearts, and the faint hands, and the sinner that goeth 2 ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will he do when the Lord shall visit you? So supposed to what? Keep your patience. The scripture say, in your patience possess your souls. So if I keep the faith, knowing that nevertheless, whatever scenario, cast upon me, it's just the most I will. As I'm going to go to the book of Jeremiah 10, the most High is just guiding us, and we just have to accept that. Jeremiah 10 verse 23, O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So it's not in us here. We don't control every move. The Most High controls. We're like puppets. And the Most High is a puppet master. Believe it or not, it's just it is what it is. It's just his will. Him seal our instructions. So when things are played in front of us, we just have to accept the Most High will this. That's the only way it could have happened. Still my precept. Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So all that we're going, everything will happen to it, everything we do, it's all the Most High as well. So at the end of the day, I'm just read this precept here, the brother precept. Proverbs 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Every single scenario will basically encounter, Yahweh Shem Shai here will. As I think in the book of James, he said we shall say, if the Lord will, we do this, or if the Lord will, we don't do that. Because an idea, at the Most High will, everything at the Most High will. So we have to acknowledge that and be at peace with it. Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. Next precept, just want to get them out and wrap up. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and 13, there are no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. For Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So whatever scenario, we get show up in front of a way, the most I already stage it, for base, come on, yeah, I'm going to do that and that, go on team there, so, but this is what I'm going to escape, As when we go to the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 35, who shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors, through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor present things, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Yahweh Shem Mashiach our Lord. Nothing can separate we. Nothing can change the Most High will. Just have faith in that, at every given point we pray for that, Right? And no problem them will pop up, just have this mindset with them. Psalms 55 and verse 22 say, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So cast your burden, your troubles, your worship, I call upon him, he's already for them, dead for a reason, Because there's nobody else, we for ourselves can do nothing, which all the while I feel. So just don't kick against the prick. Acknowledge him. Last precept I want to get is 1 Peter 5 and verse 6. It says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. So cause we care upon Yahweh Shem Shai, cause acknowledge his will, be at peace with it, So that's a lesson. Hope it was edifying until like out there. As well as have a prayer fast, hope you have the spirit, easier said than done. Me saying it, go through hell the other day, like bam 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 maybe 1 minute, But it's great to have it that most of them come to terms with his will, come to peace and say, yeah, but here will still, if that I'm still here will, you see me? The most I know what I do. So just have to accept that, because if you don't accept it, you're going to kick against the pricks and things going to get worse. Until you just come to terms and say, yo, how about you? And that's it. So hope this was edifying until like out there, giving all praises to our poor Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakwadash. Call Halalim la Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakwadash. The ones unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the full leg.